In this episode, guys, we're going to challenge you to create a mini in the Hero Forge 2.0. You're going to post a link to share that mini over here on OnTableTop.com in the comments of this video, and then we're going to pick a winner, and we're going to print that mini for you. We're going to show it off, and then we're going to send it to you. Okay, let's find out what else happened in gaming this week, because the weekend starts now. Hi, guys, and welcome to the Weekender. Jerry, Lloyd, time to have a journey. Let's have a journey through what's been happening this week. Stay tuned, guys, because we're going to have a play with the Hero Forge thing in a little bit and show you just some of the stuff you can do on it. And yeah, we will get to that. But before we do anything, we always have to do the most important part of the show, the bit about the little guy, the bit about where we discover something that we probably haven't seen before. It is Indie of the Week.
How come I don't get some sort of clever Ben-like news intro that's professionally done and stuff? Well, I get freeform jazz every week. Actually, no, in many respects, that's better. Yeah,
yeah. And every week I try to give you like a custom, fresh take on the indie of the week. You know, if you want something fancy, Jerry, we will see, right? We'll go. Let me check.
I kind of like the freestyle jazz thing now. I think
sorry, man. Money jar's empty, dude.
Oh dear.
No fancy intro for you. So yeah, we'll say. Oh, hang on.
I know what to do.
I've started it now.
If you want Jerry to get an intro, go and buy something from OnTableTop, the store.
Merch! Get some merch!
Merch.
Yeah. So unless we can pay whoever does it in washers, I'm wealthy in washers. Money, not so much. So, right, Jerry, who is our indie of the week?
This week, I've been inspired because of 2 new books I've received. There is Saga: Age of Hannibal has just landed with me. And
that's the one with the Murdoch and Crazy Face Man and all in it. Yeah,
that's it. And the Cylons.
Nice.
And
I love it when a plan comes together.
I've also just got the Clash of Spears update for their sort of living PDF-y scenario pack that's got new rules and bits and bobs in it, and it's the same Punic War period. So I went down delving through various companies and pulled out Crusader Miniatures, who do a variety of models which are particularly suited for people who are fans of Saga of any flavor. But it does contain a fair bit of stuff in there for the Punic Wars also.
Lloyd, do you have a handkerchief nearby in case you start to drool during this?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Okay.
Crusader Miniatures it is. Let's see what they've got.
So,
God, it's a big old selection again, isn't it?
Oh, there's a lot going on here. I picked out a few from some of the smaller ranges that just amuse me. But beyond that, we can kind of go nuts, and you can go into any of them, really. Well, if you want to have a look, I've picked out one for each of you. So this one is Warren's.
Okay.
In the Gladiator range, they do a Spanish Gladiator. For reasons.
Nice.
Because that's always amusing. And then I picked out this one for Lloydie.
Oh, you picked out this other one for me.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
I'm assuming it's the vegans.
Yes, it is the Virgin. They actually do 3 sets, but this is them in their ceremonial outfit. They also do armored ones as well.
I literally read that as vegans, and I was like, "What? Miniature vegans? I gotta see this."
Well, notice they've all got round shields, which means your choices of shields are currently teardrop or thumbtack.
But
I think.
but that's different because when they went off to be a Varangian, they used a round shield because they were like they needed to look different.
Yeah.
Because if they were using their teardrops, anybody looking at Bazinthis would be looking at that going, I can't tell who's a Bazi and I can't tell who's a vegan.
It's good to know. So yeah, if we start delving into some of them, where do you want to start? Do you pick a period and pick a few? There is another one. There is another one. That's just for me. Do you want to show that one?
Yeah, let's look at yours, Jerry.
They have the retired marshal on foot and horseback, a bearded, one-eyed marshal who can only be Rooster Cogburn.
Yeah.
So time to get your fill your hands.
There's a great story about John Wayne. I don't remember who it was, right? But apparently somebody was in one of those MGM studios or wherever it was that they filmed the old westerns, right? Mm-hmm. And John Wayne was there, and he met him in the toilet, right? And they were each standing at a urinal, all right, having a piss, right? And John Wayne looked over and said, "Son, never wear suede, because your piss shows on your shoes." so never wear suede shoes because the droplets of piss will show up. The man was a genius, Jerry.
So yes. Where do we want to start then with Crusader?
Right,
do you want to go
back to it
straight?
Can I
straight into the Punic, or
can I pick this time? Because Lloydie, go slowly, okay? Don't click everything. Right, so let me pick. Okay,
there's actually more. If he scrolls down, there's a few more ranges.
Scroll down. So there's right, because I want to look at, like we've looked at 100 Years' War before. Okay, let's have a look at later Crusaders. Okay, so up a little bit.
You want to go here?
No, down.
Two.
Just two options there. Right. So later Crusaders. Ooh.
And yes, these are a lovely bunch of fellas. I quite like most of the miniatures you'll see will have very similar sculpting style. They're mostly one piece, which is excellent.
That is excellent.
Or occasionally you might drop into like a head or a separate arm, but in the main,
separate shield.
If you're looking to get them on the tabletop in short order, Crusader is the way to go. And they've nice chunky feel to the sculpts as well. So they're fairly robust.
It's all 28 mil. We're looking
they're all 28 mil. And those
poser scale.
Poser scale. Those are ideal if you want to play, Siege of Acre, or if you want to do a bit of the old Ivanhoe.
Yes.
Recreate jousting in England's green and verdant lands.
Oh, I like these.
Who else have you opened up there?
I'm just working my way through
Hospitaller.
these.
So they're wearing their lovely black robes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can I pick another one? Let me pick another one. Okay. Let's have a look at the Persians.
Ooh.
So just there where your mouse is. Yeah, I want to have a look at the Persians. Okay, because Persians are cool.
Oh, we can get through this range pretty quick.
Yeah.
You don't need many different things for Persians. But these
you just need a lot of them.
You just need a lot of them, yeah. So as you can see, they've got the big Sparabara shield. Yeah. So Persians tended to operate in spear and bow mixed troops. So they would have the bowmen behind just launching over the top of the heads.
8 for a tenner's not bad.
8 for a tenner, but you got to supply your own spears.
That's why God invented florist wire. Fairly certain that's why he did it. Can't think of another reason.
These are lovely. Again, all one-piece sculpts, so they're just going to pop out and off you go.
And when you're saying that you need a lot of Persians, if you are doing an army like this, where you do need a lot of stuff on the tabletop in one go, not having to assemble it is just a godsend right off the start. Yeah. They actually scale quite well with the War Games Atlantic plastics too. They're a little bit chunkier, but that doesn't matter so much when you're mixing them in to give yourself a bit of variety.
Mm-hmm. Can we have a look at the ancient Greeks just to get the kind of
please do.
The other side of the old battle there, just to see. So what have we got? Hoplites, yes.
Hoplites rocking the linothorax.
Mm-hmm.
So very much the Persians' sort of main opponents, Marathon and
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
back there. Don't think they have any Spartans.
Super small pictures.
I know
No.
they do that just for you. I found a better end of the week, but I'm waiting to hear back whether or not they're still operating. I'm waiting to see the pictures in that one. You'll kill me.
Well, that's been my choices. I'm well pleased with what I'm seeing there.
Let's see the Bazzies then, because we touched.
You want to see the Byzantines? Okay.
Oh, look at this! There's loads of this stuff.
Yep.
That's
A one-stop shop for anybody who needs to put a saga force
just
on the tabletop, for example.
So just remind me, this is Eastern Roman Empire, yes?
Yeah. So after Rome properly collapsed, they got to the point where they're going, there's no real point in calling ourselves the Roman Empire. We don't include Rome anymore. And so, you know what? Byzantium. That's who we are now. This is what we are.
There's the Varangian Guard. So the Varangians were interesting because they were Vikings that then ended up becoming Romans. So
that's a good way to go. If you need an elite bodyguard who can't be bought, ideally you go out and find people who don't speak the local language.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So Celts, Vikings, Irish kept cropping up in weird Mediterranean places because nobody knew what they were gibbering about. It's very difficult to bribe the King's Guard if you don't
understand a word that they're saying. Yeah.
Plus, if they did get bribed and did anything, they'd be much easier to find than the locals.
Mm-hmm.
Head and shoulders above. Lovely range from the.
That is nice.
There.
See, they all use the teardrops, and then the Varangians were mostly using them rounds. But look, is there some Varangians?
There's a Varangian. Yeah.
Round shields. See.
So what's the difference between a Varangian and I don't know, a Klingon? What do you call them?
Mars bar on the head, I think.
So the Varangians,
they were an elite guard for the Byzantine.
And who were the Viking dudes that became the? Well,
there was a lot of Rus became.
Oh, are you thinking of the Rus?
Am I thinking of the Rus?
There's a lot of Rus that went off because Rus, their land was just on the border with Byzantine, and they did a lot of back and forth trading and stuff. So a lot of those guys would have went off to be Varangians, but then you would have had ones coming further north, probably down through, the land of Rus, and then on to be a Varangian as well.
Yeah,
there's big debate over how much of the Rus was actually Vikings. I think there was a thing for a long time that they were just the Vikings who went east, and then it was like, well, actually not so much. So who really knows how that pans out? It really is a melting pot.
Well, there's going to be a lot of Slavic in there as well. So when you say Vikings going off to join, it's probably Slavs.
We just mean cold weather people.
Weirdly, something came up recently on a archaeological dig where they were finding Viking burials, but the DNA testing of the people in them wasn't Scandinavian. It was Scottish, Pict, Irish, and they were going. So Vikings didn't necessarily mean a particular. It was more like a job, and if they perhaps some Picts or Scots or Irish or whatever happened to rock on board with them, then they were, for all intents and purposes, Viking. Also, I suppose there was a certain amount of, if you're grabbing a few kids for slavery, you might raise a few like that anyway. So profession than a race.
So occupation, huh?
So what you're saying, Jerry?
Yes,
we could all be Viking.
We could all be Vikings.
You just need to choose to be Viking. This is the best news I've had all week.
On that note, Sweden has just announced a cargo container ship. Those massive, massive, massive things.
Yeah,
that is going to be hybrid between diesel electric engine and sails. So for some unknown reason, they want to build a massive, massive long ship to once again take to the borders. Now, I suggest that something big enough to hold most of the population of Sweden we should view from afar and possibly start building round towers again. But
and they'll all be
sailing
there, huddled round their bucket with their little round floaty thing floating in the bucket, trying to work out what way to get to Ireland.
That's it. So if you see something hoving into view the size of a city block with 4 sails on it, the Vikings have just pulled up alongside your country. Probably best to repel borders.
Or just tell them you're Viking. You just say, look, it's my job title.
Room for one more on top.
Yep. I think I'm going to change all our job titles now, boys. Now that I know that Viking is a job title, I'm going to get us business cards, and we will be Viking, and that'll be it. Just our job role, Viking.
I like it.
I like that. I like that a lot. Right.
Hold on. Let's go back and just do.
Okay. Do you want to pick one, Lloyd?
I'm going to do the Polish in World War II because you don't see that often. So let's have a wee look.
No, you don't.
So it's mostly just troops then.
So, and this is, I mean, I've got a Polish force, but I've got a guerrilla partisan Polish force from late war. This is 1939. If you actually want to play the initial invasion of Poland, so a very short, but not as shockingly short as people think due to German propaganda and just it was only over in a couple of weeks. There was a lot of fairly vicious fighting in places, and of course you've also got the Red Army coming in from the eastern border.
East.
They
were hit from both sides, weren't they?
Yeah. Although, not according to the Soviets, they never invaded Poland.
Do you want to look at any of the other World War II factions? Oh, there's the Romanians.
Yeah, the Romanians.
Let's have a look at the Romanians.
Interesting as well. And they do big platoon/unit blocks where you get some money off if you go, I would like just a massive block of Persians or Romanians, please.
Oh, so they just do a big block of them for you?
Yeah. You can like unit deals or that type of thing. But again, very nice. They have a cobblestone feel. I'm not sure who the sculptor is. They always remind me of cobblestone.
What was that first one?
That is the platoon deal. Yeah, where it's just going.
Three squads of 10 men.
Squads of 10 plus the LMGs and a command group. So that's essentially a bolt action force.
34 figures in total for 38 quid. Nice. Yum, yum, yum. Where's the Wild West? Here it is.
Wild West, you'll be slightly disappointed. There are only a few in there, apart from Rooster, but the Joe gang are particularly interesting. And yes, that's Mad Scotsman.
Oh, there's a Mad Scotsman there. There he is. Look at him in all his glory. Now, is that Alphonse or Mad Jock or Bar? It's got to be Mad Jock, isn't
Mad
it?
Jock. I quite like Baron Otto as well. The Prussian-looking gentleman wearing his Prussian breastplate
and his big beardy thing there. Oh, I need Mad Jock in my life. I need Mad Jock in my life. I've got to have him. I like Billy the Kid's pink shirt there.
It's good.
So
he's just rolled out of bed.
He needs a dentist, though.
I like that. And who else have we got then?
Just some outlaws.
Some general outlaws.
Well.
Okay, yeah, let's have a look at the pirates.
Oh, this is a bigger range.
They are, yes. The Motley Crew is not the band. You'll be disappointed to hear. Restrain yourself. They're not much better, mind you, than the band, but
they're nice wee minis, man. Yeah.
This Crusader is almost a sister company to another place called Artisan Designs. Same sculptor works for both of them, but if you go in, you'll see Artisan do complementary ranges. So where you may not find things on Crusader, you may find them on Artisan. And it's almost like the sort of the well, between the pair of them, you can mix and match quite happily, but you'll find that some ranges may be small here, but they'll be more comprehensive on Artisan, and vice versa.
Yeah,
or some ranges might just not be covered by Artisan.
I could use some cannons and some crew. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You don't need any cannons.
Right. Guys, crusaderminiatures.com.
We didn't even get into what are the Napoleonics.
We would be here all day.
Yes.
But some seriously nice stuff there. So yeah, if if historicals are your thing, you're going to find something in there. You really are.
Look at that.
So yeah, crusaderminiatures.com. Go and check them out. They have been our indie of the week.
Did you win one of our prizes? Find out on our prize claim center over at ontabletop.com. Here we list all our previous prizes and those who have won. If you see your username, fill out the form to claim your prize. All prizes must be claimed within 30 days.
Okay. Let's have some fun together, will we? Right, we've got a little bit of a community challenge for you all. So Hero Forge 2.0 has launched. It is like the most uber way that you can kind of design your own custom minis and then either buy them as an STL that you can print out on your own 3D printer or a mate's, or you can get them to print it for you. And if you get them,
even better, you can get a 3D printer and get your mate to do the printing on your 3D printer for you.
yes. Yeah, I've done that.
Under the guise of, but you know so much more about this than me.
He really doesn't.
Could be anybody.
Right. But if you decide to get them to print it, you have another wonderful option where you can actually color in the mini. So the challenge, we'll show you how to do it. Okay. But basically what this week's competition and challenge is going to be, you guys go design a cool mini. Just design something awesome, something you would like in color. Go the whole hog. Just do whatever drives you mad. And then you're going to share a link. You're going to create a share link, and you're going to post that link into the comments beneath this video over on OnTableTop.com. We are then going to flick through them, have a chuckle, go, ooh, ah, yeah. And then we're going to pick my favorite, okay? And I'm going to get that printed. Oh. I'm going to get it sent to us. We're going to show it off, and then we're going to pack it up, and we're going to send it to you.
So it's your favorite.
I will pick my favorite.
We're just going to get dozens and dozens of mushroom men.
We will see. We will see. Look, don't assume that anything phallic or mushroom is going to influence me in any way. Okay,
always has in the past.
Underneath this cuddly, jovial exterior is a hardcore gaming god who will look for criteria that you maybe are not expecting. So don't judge me. Don't judge me. You might be surprised by what I pick. Right, Lloydie, bring it up. Let's have a go. Let's show these folk just how cool this actually is, okay?
Yep.
So go to heroforge.com and you're just immediately presented with that.
That's it. I could reload the page and literally this is what you get. Loads up. Poof.
Right there. Boom, 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 boom. Right. Let's build a mini. What are we going to build?
Let's see if I can move us out of the way. We'd be good down there, I think.
I want something skeleton-y, Lloydie.
You've a lot to play with. If you start scrolling through the right-hand side there, Lloyd, you'll see there's 40-ish species, and they're not all humanoid. There are centaurs in there, there are demons in there, there are angels.
There's cat people.
There are cat people.
Well, I would
mouse people.
Yeah.
Ben could get so lost in all of this. That's a minotaur. Oh,
that's a monitor.
And a turtle person. I wonder, do they have cyclops?
Hold on. Does this have like a turtley back? How do I spin this?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Dude, pizza dude.
Yes. If your goal in life is to recreate the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
see,
that can be done.
We've got some lizardy people, but what I was I was thinking, wonder if we can do like an undead lizardy thing.
Oh, an undead lizardy thing would sound cool to me.
So I'm just going to go back to the start and we'll just play around with the basic person.
Right.
And see what happens from there.
Okay, so we've got a basic dude. Okay. Right.
Let's
So all your clever stuff is down the left, and then that will bring up all the detail on the right. So it's very simple. Even I can navigate.
That was pretty quick. I got this lizardy thing, but I was thinking, what if I mush lizardy person with undead?
Okay, yes, let's do that. Skeleton, lizard person of hell.
So we got Skelly.
Okay.
Let's see if we can choose a head. There's a lizardy head, but it's not very... Oh, it's a snaky looking head.
Don't like us, like Elvis.
It's probably the haircut is doing that, yeah.
Too beaky. Too beaky.
Snapping turtle, though.
Oh.
Yeah. I think we can use...
Yeah.
I think we'll use... This one looks a bit happy. I think we'll use...
I like the one with the teeth. Yeah, I like.
You can make him frowny if you want to, but yeah,
I
he already looks like he's wearing somebody's skull on his face.
I don't think we want hair on a dead thing.
Can we get rid of the hair? Yeah.
Yep. So if you just click on the hair, you'll see it changes to a trash can there on the.
Oh, there's a wee dustbin.
Yeah.
Oh, you can give him a Mohican.
You can go Super Saiyan on
There
that
we
guy.
go. We've got all trolls. Right.
I thought the goal was to remove the hair, Lloyd, and not to just put more hair.
All right.
On.
There's the hair gone.
No hair.
Has he still got ears?
Oh yeah.
He still has ears.
Let's kill them. Can we kill them?
Yeah.
Oh, so there's the ears gone too. Right. He's bony, Lloyd, but he's wearing clothes. Let's strip him off. Right. What? Oh, he could wear other clothes. Oh, I like that. Oh,
it's certainly a look. It's what happens if things went very wrong in Skyrim.
Some of these are magnificent, aren't they?
Yeah.
Goodness me.
You can dress it from
I like that.
top to bottom yourself, picking each piece individually. Or
Can
you can just
really?
go, yeah, or you can just go,
there
give
it
me
is.
give me an
Head,
outfit.
shoulders, knees and toes.
So if you don't want the witch's hat, that could go, and you could keep the rest of the robe, or you could just give him.
Oh, have him in his pants.
Yeah, have him in his pants. Oh, if that is what you want to do in life, you can have your undead lizard man wizard in his pants.
Yeah.
But he keeps his boots on. So
Why am I getting? I don't know. Is there something very Wizard of Oz about all of this?
Oh, I've changed head.
you've changed his head into a pigeon.
Right, let's see if we can undo that.
He's a chicken now. Okay, right there.
Right, back on track. What did we come in here to do? No clothes.
Let's strip him down. If he's going to be a skeleton, let's strip him down and make him a skeleton. All right.
How do we get rid of the pants? Oh, there we go.
Okay.
I'm so glad that he is kindled.
Get rid of the feet, right? So, if we go to body and then click legs, we could choose a pair of bony legs, couldn't we?
Legs. We could go with that. Oh, well, here's where we run into a problem. I'd really like some sort of
lizardy thing,
lizardy feet.
Oh, do me a favor. Do me a favor before you click any more. Click the horse. I want to see him as a horse. There.
Undead centaur.
Undead lizard centaur, man.
It's my greatest fear.
Oh, dude.
It's what the gypsy woman told me I would be killed by.
Here. What's that one beside the centaur, Lloyd? There's a snake body.
Oh,
an undead.
That's kind of cool.
Oh, because it's kind of going from the bony thing into like it looks like guts, and then into an actual fleshed out bit of body.
Oh, I like that. Right.
Cool.
What else can we do? We can do pose.
You can, yeah.
We can do base.
Well, we color it first, and then we'll pose it. Have we any other bits to do this? Hold on.
Well, it depends. Do you want to give it any weapons, or
how do we give it horns? Oh, horns. Here we go.
Oh, there we go. Horns.
Notice you've got a choice of where the horns go. So the front of the head, back of the head.
I didn't know that.
You can give multiple sets of horns. Give it all the horns.
And you can give him one horn, so he could be Einhorn.
Einhorn.
So
the unicorn.
Oh, that's a lot of horns. Have you got anything more spiky, Lloyd, on the horns front?
Let's keep it simple.
You know, it's something more kind of.
What about that?
Horny. Can we make them bigger? Or just move them? Oh no! Did you see the black rib nobblers at the bottom? That's his horns.
Dragon horns.
That's the ones. Move them around his head there just so we see what they look like.
It doesn't move it. It adds more sets.
Oh, it adds more sets of horns. So you just add horns to your horns. Okay.
I don't know how to turn the horns off.
Right. Delete all the horns and let's go back. Oh, what is that? That's like a donut horn.
It's a halo.
Oh, that's kind of funky, Lloyd.
Oh,
leave that on. Right. Okay. Delete everything.
I'm sure there's a way to do this, but I don't know what it is. I'm just going to do that. Delete.
Right. So delete everything. Right. Stick that back on. That's nice. And now go back and do the rib knobbler horns from the first.
Where do you want them? Front of the head?
Right at the very at the back of the head.
So you need to change that first, Lloyd. Yep. Third one.
And then go down and get them. Oh, look at that. It's a thing of beauty.
It's like handlebars on the back.
It is a thing of beauty. Can we give him a weapon?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there's a gear option. Yep. And we can also... Oh, hang on. Before we go any further, there's a beard option, Lloyd. Click on beard. Right now, we want to make him look like Jerry. That'll do. Oh man! Oh dear!
I don't think the beard option works that well with this.
No,
head.
really,
Okay.
on your undead snake lizard demon, you think
The
it wouldn't have a
neck
beard?
looks like a neck
On the
beard.
neck beard as well, yeah.
Oh, it's a neck beard. Oh,
Okay, kill the
man.
beard.
Okay, let's give him some gear.
Oh, teeth.
Is there?
No teeth because he's got
Okay,
teeth. built
because he's
into
got
it.
teeth. Okay,
Gear.
so gear, right? What would he be? I suppose he'd be rocking a bow. Or a
Chainsaws.
chainsaw.
Chainsaw,
Double
yeah.
wielding.
Dual wielding chainsaws. That truly is. It's like that time that carrot was chasing me with crab claws.
Okay, yeah. So dual wield.
I'm thinking. I think
You're thinking guitar, aren't you?
Warren, you said something a bow or something.
Yeah,
didn't you?
let's go for a bow because that's kind of your classic kind of Medusa kind of a thing.
Well, in that case, I'm going to go for this sort of bow.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
hand
be
do I
careful.
want that in? I want that in the other hand, I think.
Other hand, yeah.
You want it in the other
Yeah,
hand?
yeah. Yeah, because I
Okay.
want that to be its
Arrow hand?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's
Can we
do-
give him base.
yeah.
Oh.
If it's gonna be,
You could put on a plinth. We know you love plinths.
Scroll to the very bottom. What's that new XL one there? Oh man.
Snake on rock.
oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah. Let's do
Snake
that
on
one.
rock.
Right.
It's doing Joey Tribbiani's Smell the Fart acting there.
Will we pose this then? Can we pose it?
Yeah.
How do we?
Poses is restricted if it's on that new foot on rock thing.
Ah.
You're stuck now.
No.
You could still possibly use the advanced in there to tweak individual aspects.
No, let's keep it simple. Let's get it on a roundy dungeony base, Lloyd. There we go.
Right. Now let's
There
pose
we
it
go. Right.
because I want to. Look at this shooting poses.
Oh. Yeah.
Hiya!
That's funky.
Cleopatra coming at you.
Look at that. That's a thing of beauty right there. Goodness me. Go to that one where they're hunkered down, Lloyd. Down one more. That one. Oh, that's terrifying. That's actually really cool. That is so cool. Or dead.
Or dead. Dead is better. Yeah. That's what happens after you come crouching towards some barbarian. He just kills you.
It's cool that you could get the million two options and go, you have defeated
Yeah.
the snake creature.
I love this.
I think I'm gonna go shooting there.
Yeah.
That's a cool one there.
Shouldn't make sense.
Can we do an advanced on this then?
So if you hit advanced,
Yeah.
it brings up the various places. So because you've got a naga and
Mm.
less limbs, there's less at the top there to play with. But otherwise, you can go in and start tweaking.
Oh,
I like
so we
that.
can. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which eye was it?
Drawing a bead.
Which eye? Well, that's cool there. Look.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah. That's an undead naga skelly that means business. Right. Will we color them in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's.
How do
Yeah.
we just twist this torso ever so slightly. There we go.
You're not actually trying to hit a target, Lloyd.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing out there. Don't have to be so
Mountain. I'm
precise.
trying to hit that mountain. Look at that. Right, colors.
Yes.
Right. So how does color work then? This is all part of the brand new 2.0.
So this is where it really shines with 2.0. You have selected color palettes that are built in,
Uh-huh.
where you can go through and you can pick them, and it will go, okay, all of the skin is going to be this color, all of the bone is going to be that color, and it does the majority of the work for you. And you do that for the body and the clothing. Or
Yeah.
you can go to the paint option,
Paint.
up one.
I'm trying to undo what I've done.
All right.
Paint. Yeah.
There we
Uh-huh.
go. And at the top here, we have all the various material colors. So If you're looking for leather color, click on leather. If you want to do something metallic, there's a metallic button. If you want to do something in stone, there's a stone button. And within there are a range of colors which all have peculiar names, as is every fantasy manufacturer's want. Green cannot be green when it can be slimy, glistening green, or
Yes.
that type of thing. But there's also, I mean, there's a gemstone one, which is that purple icon. And if you click on the,
I'm just doing the.
you're doing the basing, are you? Okay. Well, actually, that's a prime example. See how you've got your flagstones, and there are different groupings. So your flagstones can be different colors, and you just hover your brush over, and it will go everything on that level, and that type
color?
will then go to that color, and it gives you a certain amount of definition and blending, I suppose, is the best way to put it. Because even when you get into the skin, you'll find if you hit the skin on certain creatures, the entire leg won't be one color. It might be the thigh and the knee will be one color, and then the bottom calves will be another color, and then the feet or hooves will be another color. So you can put these layers of coloration within there. But they have some preset mixes almost where they have a color blend built into them, so you can pick like a gemstone and it has like a high gloss, or like a non-metallic metal in the metallic section. So you can go in the metallics and go bronze, and it will do bronze, but in the recesses it will do that oxidized green that you get on old bronze is all built into it. So you just go, I just want old bronze, please, click, and it will then proceed to do all of that cleverness for you.
Smart cookies, aren't they?
It's stunning. I'm very impressed with what they've managed to put together in it. And now I don't know. I know when I was fooling around with it, there were a couple of colors that are in different areas. So there's a cloth and a leather, or cloth and a metal that are very similar in color, if not identical. But they obviously come from different material sets. So I don't know when they print out if there will be any significant difference from picking.
We'll find out whenever someone sends us one to print.
Exactly. Because I mean, potentially cloth has got 80 colors in cloth.
Yeah.
And that looks like it's the full comprehensive list. And it was a little while later before I clicked on something else and I went, I could actually have like a gloss black or a, whatever color. And then I started realizing some of them matched up. But potentially when they print, they may have different finishes to them because they're coming from different places. I don't know. I don't know the technology. It's some kind of space wizardry. But yeah, you can really go to town. You can see there just how many. Is that the metallics you're on?
Yeah, doing the tips of the arrow.
Do it on the body and spin the bum round just so people can see just how. Or actually, no, the front scales would work perfectly. So if you start clicking on some of the other colors, so see the third one across there, it's like a greeny yellow. See what I mean about how they've built in a shading into it, so you don't get a flat color. You get something.
Like this.
You get something cleverer than me, certainly. Anyway, and the same as in with the gems. And then there's like a potiony mixture one. And there was like black tar that was a really weird black brown with red undertones to it. It was just bizarre. But you're not limited to red, yellow, green, blue by any stretch of the imagination.
What can we do on his arse?
Is there like flesh?
Flesh. And there you go. There's reptiles.
Yeah.
Reptile.
There you go. So you've got a red underbelly.
Yeah.
And then the green top.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. Oh, you color in the guts. It's very important in life, I feel.
Gut looking.
What color is the internal guts of a naga undead skeleton demon?
I don't know. I think that would do. Because I like this recessed red that I've got going on all over it. It's kind of cool. Oh, I need to do this. Hold on. Where am I? I don't know where I am. Go back to leather. Yeah, there we go. This needs to be I'll make that a darker wood. Oh no, it's not wood. Hold on. I don't know why. I'll just make it darker, just for the sake of it. There we go.
Because you can.
Yeah, because I can.
And that is the beauty of it.
Right. So let's show folk now how they would share this.
Mm.
Okay, so you've designed your miniature. You could create an account. Creating an account is completely free, and then you can kind of save your miniature and save your progress. Okay, and then whenever you're ready to share it, you go up to
Hero.
Hero.
Yep.
Hold on, just missed.
If Lloydie can stop being distracted.
Oh, okay.
That's because he always clicks.
Yeah,
You know this.
Hero. Then share. The other thing you can do is screenshot it as well, but we need the share link if we're going to print it out. Okay.
Accept this.
So you click accept, and then you copy and paste that link.
Yeah. So
That's what you need to do.
Yeah, post that in the comments of ontabletop.com.
So if I
And an interesting thing is, even if people aren't getting stuff printed out, they have like a little photo booth option where once you've designed your thing, you can take little screen grab photos.
Go to the photo booth till we see
which
for creating like avatars and things like that.
Just over to the left, Lloyd, the actual left menu and booth, and you can do custom avatars and virtual tabletops and stuff. So for people playing games online,
I need to subscribe to use that function.
So it is one of the pro features. I mean, you can't just screen grab it if you're not going for pro.
So hang on a second here. So if I were designing monsters for my dungeon,
yes,
my Hero Quest project that I'm working on,
yeah,
if I have a pro account with this,
yes,
I could go in, design a monster, get cool artwork for my dungeon, for my game that I print out on my wee stack cards.
Yes.
And if I felt like it, get the thing printed
and have the matching mini.
And have the actual matching mini.
Yeah.
Sold.
It's a one-stop shop.
Sold. Absolutely sold. Wow. Wow. That is mega cool.
Oh yeah, it's stunning. I mean, we seen this when they were just going to Kickstarter in January, and they showed off some test shots of how they thought the miniatures were going to come out, and having seen how this has developed since January, so 9 months, yes, whenever you take the actual run-up time for Kickstarter, it's amazing, and it's really, speaking of somebody who people may or may not know is not the biggest tech person in the world.
Oh, I thought you were our tech guy.
No, I'm the tech guy.
Well,
but
even Jerry's had a muck around.
Yeah, the ability to do something is relatively simple.
This is
is this your creation, Jerry?
Yeah, and that was
what do you call it?
5 minutes work. Well, that's Gershon, because it's based on my World of Warcraft Draenei Prot Warrior, who wore more or less that outfit with that tabard and those weapons. If that big Roman shield was covered in spikes, it would be right there as the Bulwark of Azeroth.
Well, then he should be like this. There you go, Jerry.
Well, to be fair, after most raids he was like that. DPS, learn your place. Just saying.
There you go.
Yeah, but I mean, even being able to do the coloration on the skin, and having the purple blue blend and stuff that he had, and just going,
pardon you.
Oh, the Epic thing has colors on it.
Oh, yeah.
XLBS. The XLBS. The XL base.
I do look good. Rock.
I think I killed him. Oh, I have to put a label underneath.
Because you can put a label underneath. You can put your own text on it. So you can go Wardan's massive undead
Brian
snake monster.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. Yeah.
All right. Oh, I see. Type here. Jerry. For the win.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
There he is.
It is.
Jerry for the win.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, there's items. We didn't even get into items.
No. You could be here forever and a day.
Oh, this is just insane.
Yeah.
This is
literally, if you can imagine it, or if you've played it in any of your games, you can build it in this. The cat's good. Leave the cat. I like the cat.
We like the cat, Lloyd.
Grab the cat.
I killed the cat.
Yeah, stick the cat in.
And then if I want to send that back to Jerry, I can just do this, share,
and get a new link, and then
copy, and I paste it.
Yep.
And then Jerry gets his new up-to-date mini. That's even better than what he did.
With the cat, yes.
That's so cool.
Guys, have some fun with this. Get in there, design your mini, come across to ontabletop.com, post your link in there, and I will go through and I'll pick a winner, and we'll get it printed out, and we'll have a look at it, show it off, and then we'll get it in the post to you.
I don't think I've seen any Mushroom Men options, but hey, you never know.
You never know. You never know. Right. I think it's time for some news. Coming to you from the center of Northwestern Europe. Covering board games, war games, card games, and all that you love. It's the news. Okay, Jerry, tell us the news.
Okay, so kicking off this week, the first thing we've got is a new release from Mantic Games.
Mm-hmm.
And
Please tell me it's goblins, Jerry. Please tell me it's goblins.
It's their new Ratkin and Armada.
Oh,
No, hang on, no, it is goblins, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it is goblins. All right,
It's
okay.
I think they're goblins the case.
Yeah, I love their. I've seen these goblins. And I thought they looked really good, really good.
Well, they're a little bundle of joy. So this is kicking off from their Vanguard resins. They've now actually produced a new hard plastic goblin infantry sprue, which will be coming thick and fast in a variety of ways. So there you can see the standard 20-man regiment. So
Nice.
a sprue, I say a sprue, a pair of sprues, because they come in pairs, makes 10 goblins. And there's all the options on there to make them with hand weapon and shield, spear and shield, or bow and arrow, with a variety of heads and weapons and armor that have been scavenged from various Mantic races. So there's an abyssal dwarf head or helmet there. There's an elf helmet on the other side. There's ratkin looking goggles. Essentially, they are just the
Scavengers.
The scavengers of battlefields. I don't know if they particularly went out there and won those battles, but they certainly littered a lot of corpses in and amongst it.
I love it. I think it's
whoever's painted this though loves brown.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But look,
it's 50
it's
shades
such a
of brown.
characterful set of models. I absolutely love it. I really do. I think they're great, and they carry enough character that they could be used as individual models in a dungeon crawler. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you know, whether you're playing your rank and flank with this, or you wanted to use them as more individual kind of things for your D&D games or whatever else, that they have enough character in them. Do you know what I mean? They're not just completely plain.
Yeah. No, they've got all these nice little touches here and there. I mean, you can see there's one of the tallest spears pretty much in the center of the back rank. There is actually a kitchen knife that's been tied to a stick. Other people have managed to get their hands on real spears. That guy's had to make do and mend, you know. Well, I've got a butcher's knife, got a bit of string. Let's go for it.
Love it.
Apart from the regiment set, there's also 2 new army sets. So there you can see the starter army, which will come with 40 of the new plastic goblins plus a hero. Those 2 little dogs on either side of the hero at the front, they come on the plastic goblin sprue. So you actually get little maw-based pups that come with the goblins.
Oh, lovely!
And
then do you get this like goblin?
It's called a goblin mincer. It's a massive drilling, spinning, whizzing machine that comes burning towards you, along with the trolls. So that's the sort of the starter army. If you're looking to get into Kings of War or sort of medium-sized, sort of 40-50 men fantasy games, so Saga Age of Magic as well would do the job.
Oh, that's right, yeah. And did I see a bigger army there? Like
there
a
is
mega army deal?
Mega army deal. So the mega army deal drops out the mincer.
This one, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. And throws in Mantic's Giant along with a set of 10 maw-based cavalrymen and another 40 goblins. So for people who want to get seriously into their goblin army in a big way, that's a fairly chunky core of greenskins that they can go nuts with, and then just start tacking in the other weird and wonderful stuff afterwards.
You get gobby archers in there too.
Yeah, well, they're part of the plastic kit, so the plastic kit will make the archers.
Oh, so whatever. So this same kit makes both this or the archers then.
The archers or hand weapon and shields are just swords and stuff. So you've got the three variants options are all in there. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
It's a really nice kit.
Especially if you bought that set, because you may not, like you're saying, Age of Magic, for example, you may not need that many men as
pokey fellows.
As pokey fellows, and you want to have some spear and stuff. You've got the options all in the one set.
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah, it's a really nice lead into it. They've also mentioned that they are going to be doing a second starter set. So they released Kings of War last year with Shadows in the North, which was Night Stalkers and Northern Alliance. For the War in the Holds, they're going to be releasing a new set to replace that one, which will contain the new plastic goblins plus the new plastic ratkin, which aren't out yet in any way, shape, or form. But this will be the first way people can get them. They'll be getting a full army next year, but for the time being, they'll have this plus they'll have those two exclusive wizards. This was due to come in with the big summer campaign that got crippled by the event Remain Indoors. So at the moment, they've decided instead of pushing these out as part of that campaign, they're going to push them out in the new starter set, so you can get yourself a Ratkin Warlock and a little Goblin Whiz with a pair of exploding gloves. And you don't see it in that picture, but there is an alternative. I don't know if it's an alternative set of hands or just an additional bit, but there is a flaming ball of energy coming out of those goblin hands because it is doing that Hadouken thing.
Hadouken!
That's the one. So you have that option if you want to go full Street Fighter and stick that in as well. And it's a really nice.
I'm more of a Honda character myself, really.
100 hand slap everywhere. It's the way to do it. It is the way to do it. So yeah, the making leaps and bounds every time they release a new kit. Mantic seem to be pushing further and further.
I'm glad to see it. I'm really glad to see it. It's nice to see that continued quality lift taking place. I would hold those goblins up against any goblins in the industry now, without a doubt. In fact, I think they're probably better. I think you'd be hard pressed outside of some of the boutique guys to find goblins that are
they have a very wicked look to them. They're really very evocative as goblins.
Yeah, the proportions is great
as well that we were just looking at. Are they new, old, or
yeah?
what?
Well, we'll get to them in a sec. But the snouts, the ears, the long tongues. Yeah. Oh yeah. The rat guys aren't out yet. These ones.
Rat guys aren't out yet. They'll be coming, and I think there's two options on that sprue. So you can make them with spears, or you can make them with hand weapon and shields, as you see there. And weirdly, they're the same size as the goblin, but the goblin stands up straight, whereas the ratkin is hunched over. So even though they're both the same height, the rats have a bit more of a ratty bulk to them and more sort of hunched, not hunched. But again, a really nice sprue as well for those.
Yeah, very nice.
And there's some sort of book then as well.
So this is what would have been the summer campaign has been sort of reboxed or rebooked in this case to combine the sort of the end of the year Clash of Kings updates where they would rebalance normally. There hasn't been the tournaments, there haven't been the games being played, so they've done a small amount of rebalancing and then taken all the Magic campaign rules and put it into this book, which just gives you a new way to play Kings of War, adding in different planes of existence and weird things can happen when you're on those boards. You may get too close to an objective marker and your wizard's heads may start exploding, but them's the risks.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. That's what's coming out from Mantic. Next up, we have Studio Miniatures, and they have 4 movie killer minis.
Yes. So Studio Miniatures, I absolutely adore the stuff they do, whether it's Monty Python-like bits and pieces or some of the weird and wacky survivors of the zombie apocalypse. But this time round, we don't have a single zombie to worry about. Instead, we have 4 delightful characters to hunt your survivors through the streets based on fairly well-known
He's the undead! Nosferatu!
It's very similar to Count Orlok from Nosferatu.
I love it.
The vampire. And even though he is, that very classic look to him, there's no reason why he couldn't go on any tabletop because you can't tell what era he's supposed to be from. He would fit on a fantasy board as easily as he would fit into a 1920s pulp game.
Beautiful miniature.
Absolutely
a beautiful, flexible miniature. You're absolutely right. You could put that into pulp. You could put that into fantasy. You could have that even in a kind of like a slightly more modern setting. Loads of options there. Is that me pinging?
Probably.
Is it?
While you ping, I'm going to sing Send in the clowns.
Yeah.
There we
second
go.
up, we
Look
have
at
the
this.
Harlequin. And the Harlequin is a lovely fellow, not the Tim Curry based clown. I don't know what they've based this one on. I have a sneaking suspicion people may know in the comments. The balloon is a delightful touch, mind you, because they all float down here. At least that's what I've been told.
If only we knew what it was.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty certain it isn't a giant spider with limbs.
Are you sure it is not?
Well, I'm fairly hopeful it's not. But again, just a really nice, creepy, weird little thing. I mean, if people want to paint up a fun clown for their tabletop, this isn't the one to go for. It's all kinds of ugly.
Get down in here with me.
You could do one of those You could do
judgy.
You could do a tabletop version of those clowns that chase people at night through the streets.
Oh,
yeah,
I love them.
They went away.
Right.
I forgot about them. I think they
What's
were
next?
purged.
What's next?
Next up,
keep me going.
Mother's favorite son. So Norman Bates-esque, wearing mummy's dress and wig. You know, why not?
Yep.
It fits perfectly into Studio Miniature's idea of horror and survival horror on the tabletop. So in this case, you don't have the creeping unknown for once. You've just got Mother's little boy. Unfortunately, he's the one doing all the killing. Mother's not to blame.
Absolutely.
Can't
Right.
blame Mother.
Next, what do we got?
Last but by no means least, we have the most terrifying movie villain of all time ever. And I'll fight anyone who says that, because in the middle of a delightfully whimsical film like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, in creeps the child catcher.
Yep.
And the most disturbing thing I've ever had the misfortune of seeing in my life. And I once seen a grown man horse to death with a tire iron.
I thought the most disturbing thing in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was Benny Hill.
Was Benny Hill in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Are you sure it was not a Chitty Chitty Gang Bang?
Like
you know,
I think he's in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Anyway,
that child catcher. That's I want to get that model too.
Having
of the four, my favorite. Oh God, it's close between that and Nosferatu. I think I'd go for Nosferatu because I just have a vampire thing.
I love it.
You love it?
You love it. I think the child catcher does it for me, especially if you were to break out the green stuff and put on the multicolored robe and give him the sprig of flowers and stuff he had in his hair and the lollipops before he disrobes after having stuffed all the kids in the back of his van. So
Okay, next up we have our buddies over at WooFun.
Yes.
They have Rome and her enemies.
Yeah, so this comes from the Peter Dennis signature collection. So they've been working steadily through Peter's back catalogue to produce that. And this is essentially a two-player starter set for their game where they've made it relatively generic. It's Rome against the barbarous hordes, and you can choose whether you want Britons, Germans, or Dacians to beat the barbarous hordes. So it's got a very light game system that you can pick up a starter set with, or you can just go in and start grabbing the individual units from their list and build your own. So if you don't want to pick up the two-player starter set, you can go, well, I just want a Roman army or a German army or British army, whatever it happens to be, Britons. And they have quite a lot of stuff in there to expand upon these forces as well. So there you can see the Dacians with their delightful falx weapons. Yeah. For your pleasure. Just there's no way that's going to stand up to a charge from them.
Yeah.
And some lovely noble Gauls as well. And once again, I mean, Peter Dennis's artwork is superb and really gives you that mass battle feel. And the fact that you can just go in and not have to fiddle around gluing, cutting out, but you can just punch them out of a plastic.
I gotta say though, I can't help but get a Mr. Ben vibe of it.
Oh yeah.
Go back to the Celts, Lloyd, the one before that.
As if by magic the shop
Oh, and Mr. Ben came out as a Celt.
I imagine Mr. Ben would be panicking and running after getting onto the battlefield. Never go through the changing room door, Mr. Ben.
It really is. I wondered, was Peter involved in the production of Mr. Ben?
Mr. Ben? I don't think so.
it's so there. It is so there.
It's that delightful art style he has,
Uh-huh.
and the fact that these are 18 mil. I know some stuff they do is 18, and some stuff is both 18 and 28. But the 18 mil work really well for these sort of massed ranks, and the way they produce them really makes the sort of colors pop. So I don't know whether that's because it's that clear.
Someday, Jerry, someday I will have a Wolfun army. Well, I'm actually going to have two someday, but I'm still deciding
What do you
whether
mean
I go
someday. It's like the least work you can put into an army. This could be yesterday. Never mind someday.
I have one shot at this, Lloyd. When I convince Andrea to allow me to buy one of these, I get one go and one go only. So do I go biblical? Because I really like that ancient-y stuff, and you need the lots of the guys. Or do I go Napoleonic? And that is what has been delaying me all these times, because I want to get both armies.
Yes.
So I can go big. Because if you're going this Wolfun route, you want to go big or go home. Because this is your opportunity to do a battle that you would never achieve in 28 mil or 15 mil or whatever, because it just take too long to put it all together. So it's
what's it cost? Is this the pack we were looking at here?
That's the pack you're looking at, roughly, to let people know, because sometimes it's difficult to see what the pricing comes in at. But having poked through their website and looked at the individual packs where you're just getting a regiment of infantry or whatever it is, comparatively, they're half the price of buying metal 15/18 mil figures. The same amount of models. So
all of this is in this, is it? Both factions?
Yeah, so you'd pick whether you want... The Romans are always set, and then it's whether or not you want the Britons, the Dacians, or the Gauls, and you just pick that from the little drop down. But it's like 4 units of rampaging. Actually, I will tell you if you.
I see. Romans first, Britons, Germans, and
if you scroll further down in the description, it tells you how many's there. But it is literally 2 units of legionnaires. There you go. 2 units of open order auxiliaries, light cavalry, a couple of scorpions, and a cavalry, and then for Rome's enemy is 4 war bands and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's really reasonable to get.
What you need to tell Andrea Warren is that this is for your kids for Christmas, and then wait a few weeks till they lose interest, because don't make it sound very exciting and lose interest, and just claim them all.
Well, I've been holding on. They do a Napoleonic range where they're all individual, but after having seen them start to do the Peter Dennis signature range, that's a very different style. I've decided I'll probably just wait. And wait
a little bit.
The minute they drop in a Napoleonic signature range from Peter, I'll be all over that like a cheap Chinese suit.
Yep. Right. Next up, we have LV Dice. What's this?
So this, I know Christmas is not far off. And people will be wondering what should they be getting for their significant others, or maybe maybe you want to leave a wish list out for your significant who doesn't know what you collect or what you want to do. And dice are always good.
Yes.
So
easy buy,
no brainer. You don't even have to think. You just click the button, just add to basket, and away you go. So there's a set of 2 dice bag / carry cases, and then there's a big dice box, and these come via Louis
Vuitton.
Wow.
Oh my words!
So this is the Steve. I'd like to point out their art department puts me to shame when it comes to putting clear things on a white background that you can't see. That was all them. So the Steve takes, I believe, 5 of the finest Louis Vuitton dice.
Steve takes 5 dice.
Takes 5 dice. He can be hot stamped / tramp stamped. I'm not sure which. And it's a bargain at only $590.
Oh,
whoa.
Fantastic!
What?
Get yourself a Steve now.
$590 for Steve. Do you get the 5 dice, or do you only get the 3?
I think you get the 5 dice. Well, I'm fairly certain you get the 5 dice. Certainly, you get the dice in the dice case, which has been very cleverly named the dice case.
Oh, what are we talking about? Is it this? What are we looking at now? This the dice case?
Oh yeah. So this is the dice case. So this moves it up a bit. Maybe you don't want the leather. Maybe you're a bit more.
If you can't afford the Steve. Clearly, this is going to be the one that's going to be more affordable.
The cheaper option.
Well, not so much, but it's certainly the brighter option. Look at all the colors.
Look at the
paying those
colours.
colors. You're paying
It's amazing.
$200 more because it's
What?
$790
What?
for dice case. And I keep putting in the preposition, but I shouldn't. It's dice case. That is its name. It's
It's called Dice Case.
Dice case.
Aye,
You can see they really got the top of Louis Vuitton's advertisers in here to name these things. Steve was good.
Yeah,
Dice not so much. But if half a dozen dice doesn't do it for you, if you need a game that rolls a lot of dice, then you really need to go for the dice game box.
What? There's another one.
Oh.
Oh my God! I've just spotted the price.
Have you? That's a shame, because I was going to say, when you look at dice game box there, and it does come with those 6 lovely wooden dice. And there's obviously there's room for expansion in there.
Oh,
I think I've seen this in TK Maxx.
You could probably get a few more in.
I'm sure you did.
It looks like the stuff they're going to put out this Christmas. Do you know the way they put out all the poker dice and tokens and all at Christmas? So this would be what, $23.99.
Similar numbers.
32.
Just take the decimal point away.
Shut up.
$3,200.
Get away.
And what's it called?
I gotta go and check this. This is real.
It's dice game box. I'd also like to point out that whoever wrote the blurb for this doesn't realize that dice is already plural, because it comes with 6 dices.
Oh, it comes with 6 dices, doesn't it?
6 dices. And I think if you're paying $3,000 for a box, you really want somebody who doesn't know the plural of die is dice.
Oh, but it's got a nice latch.
It does have a lovely latch. Now, you may be disappointed to hear this is currently out of stock, but they do have a list that you can be notified when it comes back.
We can get on a list.
You can get on a waiting list for it.
We'll have to do that.
Yeah. So I imagine people are probably pausing this right now and getting straight in there so they don't miss out.
Stick in my email address. Stick in my email address now. Right, Jerry.
Justin's email address.
That's you notified. There you go.
Hello, Steve.
Oh, right.
Bargains for Christmas.
Let's move on. Look, guys, on Tabletop, your guide to Christmas bargains all year round.
All year round.
I know what I'm doing this Christmas. I'm going to buy all them flipping poker sets. And I'm going to chip all the chips out and put in dice and sell it on eBay for like 600 quid.
And you call it the Lloyd Vuitton.
That's
it.
Right.
That's way of doing it.
I need a couple of Kickstarters, Jerry. What did you pick this week?
Okay. So first things first, then, we have some delightful little miniatures. And when I say little, I use that phrase quite wrongly. So this is the Rise of Obliteritarium, which is a mouthful.
Obliteritarium?
Okay,
yeah.
Which is a set of large-scale figures. There's a plan to put a game behind this, but at the moment we're just looking at the figures themselves. And in a post-apocalyptic world, mankind is gone, just wiped out. But not all of the animals followed suit. And eventually, over millennia, new races have evolved, which are the 4 clans that are behind this game. Now, each of them is based on very significant themes. We've got a Egyptian style, we have a Japanese style, you've got a Babylonian / Middle Eastern style, and then there's also an Aztec. And I think the idea behind it is, when mankind's gone away, all that's left are the sort of the remnants of previous older civilizations that built stuff that lasts, unlike our own terrible paper and plastic and glass that just blasts away. And as over time they've sort of evolved and assumed that these were their proto-gods. So the ranges, as you can see there, are fairly mental. The clans are sort of 3 large figures, and by large they're like 8 centimeters tall, 80 mil, 90 mil, along with a couple of like little helpers, like the Quetzalcoatl winged serpents for the Avial sort of Aztecs, or the fire foxes for the Kitsune. So you get sort of 3 of those and 2 little ones, or you can get the big demigod in the set, or obviously you can go nuts and fill your boots with as many of these as you want. But what I'm seeing from the sculpting that they've done, the renders, is absolutely gorgeous.
They're beautiful.
They've sent some of the stretch goals to us to have a nosy at as well. And they are absolutely stunning. So there you can see the priest, who's an Aztec-looking owl, and you know, he's a brute of a machine.
Yeah. These are
Concept.
beautiful miniatures.
Yeah. Oh, they really are stunning. So I think prior to this, some of them used to belong to Legendarium. So the range was then sold, and they're using that as sort of the push-off point, which is why they've got some of these things already sculpted in the bag, and then they're using the Kickstarter to expand that and to take it in new ways. So some of them have a very, I'm not going to say old school. Some have been sculpted with traditional means, which I think are the sort of the expansive Kickstarter ones. But this is to push forward the CAD design stuff for the 4 main clients then, and they are brimming with detail.
Look at that.
Yeah, as far as demigods go, that winged serpent is certainly right up there. How come your undead serpent didn't have wings, Lloyd? When you sculpted it,
I never thought of that.
Didn't put wings
You
on
know
it,
what?
no feathers.
Like 1 second. Like, just let that sink in there, right? We do have a lot of fun with Hero Forge, okay? But then you get that. You know, so there will always be a place for artists in this industry.
Very much so.
Won't there? It's like it's like night and day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my word, that is just, it's just such a desirable looking model, I've got to say.
Yeah, I mean, every range is like that. So even if you're not planning on getting into their game, but maybe if you're playing Age of Sigmar and want a different Lord of Change, so instead of having the two-headed chicken, throw in the feathered serpent.
Yeah.
You know, replacing ogres in some games or giants in some games with like samurai foxes, go nuts. Or if you're just a painter who just wants to work on a big scale model and you know really spend the time and effort to do something that is hugely unique, obviously the options there as well.
Fox dragon, that's weird.
Yeah, you know, classical
Keep going, Lloyd.
Japanese, the Babylonian stuff. The
yeah,
Minotaurus is lovely.
The Babylonian. This is your kind of Sumerian kind of.
But I bet bet you the scream off this fox is scary as heck. Because when I
scream off a regular fox is scary.
Exactly. Yeah. When we were living in England, my missus came running into the room one night. She said, "Lloyd, I think someone's being murdered outside." Because all you could hear from outside was. Never heard of fox before we moved to England, and I was like, "What the heck is going on out there?" It's about like this, screaming like that in the dark. Be awesome.
That is going to be sampled by so many people across the internet. Just saying that.
Yeah. Right. Show me my Babylonian.
Numa. It'll be Lloyd going, ah.
This I have never seen. I'm racking through my brain, my database, and I can't remember a Babylonian kind of themed jobby. So
no, GW's Chaos Dwarves hedged around it at one point with the Bull Taurus and stuff, but even then it was so long ago since we've seen those models.
Look at that Perizad priest.
Yeah,
love that.
I love the fact that he's you know, spilling the sands of time from a egg timer. It's just floating in midair. You know, if you're going to be praised, that's the way to do it.
We love these bulls, but we didn't like GW's bull. Oh, it wasn't a bull, was it?
No, it was
a Minotaurs with the muscles on the muscles, wasn't it? Oh yes, yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about. It was
the old Minotaurs with who every muscle had a sack full of muscles.
I'm talking about the Coy Elves.
Oh, the Coy Elves. No, but this is a class of its own.
There's a world of difference between those horns on that. None of these people have a mountain on their shoulders.
Exactly.
Start.
Keep going down.
There's the little Lamassu.
Right. Go to their centerpiece.
There we go.
Oh, so there's the great Lamassu. And again, you know,
if any Chaos Army, look. Yeah. I want one of them for my agnostic Chaos Army. I think if I had one of them as a giant in my agnostic Chaos Army, that would just be incredible. What a centerpiece. What a centerpiece that would be.
18 centimeters tall. That's a brutally big giant in anyone's books. Yeah.
Right. What else have we got? Oh, just look at it. Look at the bulk of that model.
Mm.
Oh, that's amazing.
So
Is there more?
We're going into the Sphinx then, so the Egyptian style.
Mm-hmm. So this is
Obviously-
so if you're rocking out your Tomb Kings or anything, you're undead.
Yeah.
This is an option.
Whole army of kitty cats.
Nice.
And as they once said, cats were once worshipped as gods. Cats have not forgotten this.
Yes. And the demigod. Let's see the demigod.
And that is a great Sphinx. And
yeah,
he is he does have a GW-esque style of horns.
he does, doesn't he?
You chip those off, they'll come in resin. they'll break right off, don't worry.
Look at the scorpion's tail and all on it too. That's proper Sphinx, isn't it? That's proper Sphinx, I tell thee. Keep going. Is there anything else then?
I think after this, we're just going to hit the
pledges.
The pledges.
Yeah.
So the pledges are either a clan, which is the group of 5 small ones, or a big fella together, or then you can get the pair for a very reasonable price. I'm hoping to see some of the stretch goals pushed out soon, because they did send us them. And
my 2 favorites, the Aztec birdie beast thing and that big ass bull. The
Aztecs have some of the avials. I think they have some of the nicest models in them.
Well, here's some of the stretch goals, just as you're saying, avials.
Yeah. Oh, look at that one. All right, keep going down. You have Firefox in there, more Lamassu.
And then
it's more of the small ones.
Mm-hmm.
So so it's when you start looking. So if people go to the website, I've actually done a little article on some of the
on the stretch goals.
To our website.
Yeah. And they can see some of the upcoming stuff there. So the Kitsune Archer, the Avial Stork, Death Cultist Nutter Butter, and there's somebody else. Kitty Cat, Sphinx Assassin was the other one. So they're absolutely gorgeous figures and remarkably easy to put together. Most of them, despite being 9 centimeter tall resin casts, were 1-piece bodies in the main, or barely anything at all on them. That's the priest who comes as part of he's the Kickstarter.
What's the casting quality like, Jerry?
Casting quality was amazing on them.
So you stuck these together?
Yeah. That's when, can you not tell from my photographs? There's the stork in the middle, so that's the avial special one. Now, he came in the most parts, but I absolutely adore the fact he's just, cranes and storks normally have one leg up, tucked in.
Yes.
This one's just kind of leaning on his own staff, just enjoying life, being a death cult priest. But the quality in the cast was absolutely gorgeous. No flashing at all, and I can't even remember if I came across any screw gates.
Yeah.
And I mean, so the Sphinx, the one on the left is the Sphinx Assassin. It's one of the upcoming stretch goals. The front loincloth and the rear tail were separate, and the sword on her back was separate, and everything else was a 1-piece cast. It just came out of the bag like that.
Really?
Arms, head, everything. It was all there, which was just amazing. So the Sphinx Assassin, absolutely stunning model, and bar coming out of the mold with bendy swords, so it needed a dip in hot water to straighten it out. Everything was there in one go. Practically, you just had to add the tail detail on and the loincloth, and then that big chunky sword on the back, but otherwise pretty much done and dusted.
It's groovy because I've seen quite a lot of big resin minis come through the studio like this, and usually they've got big gappy bits that need filled and stuff, but I don't see any of that.
No, I think there was a little bit, there's possibly sprue gates at the back of the sword hilts on the Assassin, because they were it was pitting there, so you'd need to fill that, but it was the only thing I could find. Mold line wise, practically non-existent, and flashing wise, there was none. So I mean, when you look at Chicken Guy there's really nice, obviously my photography is great and doesn't pick it up. There's really nice texturing on the cloth, even around the waist so it looks like you can see the sort of the weave and the weft and the wharf. And I quite like him because he is just some sort of evil Aztec death chicken. He's got a stone dagger to kill people up with and that sort of thing. There you go. So yeah, there is a seam line. If you look at the right hand one, who's looking way off to the left, the sort of the thigh covering just below the ring finger, that is the seam line. So that is all you're having to deal with cleanup wise, which is practically non-existent. I was really impressed by these. And then the Kitsune are getting some sort of samurai archer, and again another practically one piece. I'm going to say practically. Her tails had to be glued in, and then her hands were both separate. So hand with bow, hand with arrow, and then 3 sets of tails. Otherwise, the rest of her all came out like that. And the detail, the cherry blossoms and the like, sort of, inscribed all over the kimono or whatever she's wearing. Just gorgeous. So I mean, for fans of just artwork who want to just get knocked in there and do some gorgeous bit of painting, and these are just little things that I look. The Aztec bucket of blood is lovely. It's just and again, it's probably about the size of most 28mm figures. The Sphinx on the skull, looking with contempt on everyone, like all Sphinx do. It's just a really intriguing way they've taken it. I'll be curious to see what they do for game wise, because these are big honking figures. So I imagine it's not going to be a mass battle game. But even if they don't go, even if the game isn't your cup of tea, I think a lot of people will find things in here where there's just a lot to enjoy as far as the painting goes.
How many days left on this?
It's only just kicked off, so you have a couple of weeks left. So
3 weeks. 20-something days left. So right. One more, Jerry. What's our next Kickstarter? So that is a magical miniature game, The Rise of Oblitarium.
Okie dokie. So some 3D printed things, because I thought you would enjoy them. Nice. I know you like your 3D printed things.
I do enjoy the 3D printing, I've got to say. I really do. I'm embracing it. And what have you found for me?
That's because 3D printing is the shit.
So I found Sky Harbor. So this is a range of terrain for Victoriana or steampunk. And as far as ranges of terrain go, I have to say I quite like this stuff.
Oh, it's cool. Well, is this funded?
Nice.
This is funded. And the pieces just seem to get bigger and bigger and more elaborate. Now, after this, you're going to start hitting quite a lot of the renders, so you can see kind of what's coming. But about halfway down, he transitions back into showing all of these renders actually produced, and it's just amazing. So I mean, even if you're not a steampunky fan, if you're playing something like Marvel Crisis Protocol or
I was thinking Batman.
Batman. It would make a perfect Gotham.
It would make a stunning Gotham. And obviously you've got bits and pieces that may or may not do the job for you, like you may not need a beacon or a lighthouse. But just the wealth of detail in these is just stupendous. And I think he's got a very nice sculpting style where there's enough of the detail in there.
Oh, here we go. Look, right. Batman foiling stuff on a boat that's coming into the warehouses.
Just trying to get rid of the giant bomb on the docks. That's what he's doing.
And he's perched up here, and he jumps off the lighthouse down onto them, and then they go, "What are you?"
Don't forget the shark spray. So the bat shark spray. So
it makes sense. Yeah, the texturing on these, I think, is phenomenal, because you often would not see that on certain things. You'll get the size, you'll get the overall style, but then when you print it out, it's relatively flat in comparison.
You could get that Norman Bates and have him living in there.
You could have him in there. Later on, he has, I think he's got a Minas Tirith Guard print from GW that he puts in the ones he's printed out in the doorway, so you can see the scale. And
Come on, Lloyd, let's rattle
quite
through.
happy
I want
to
to
I'm going.
the stuff that he's
All
doing.
I'm saying, you're not even through his renders yet.
Yeah.
You could get Mr. Nosferatu to live in here too.
Oh well, you're one step away from what we do. What we do in the shadows. Things we do in the shadows. The
I
tiger white
love
TD thing.
this. Look at that.
Yeah. I mean, despite being aimed at steampunky type people, there's not a huge amount of stuff that sets it as being specifically steampunk. So if you're into,
it doesn't feel exclusive to the steampunk world.
No, it doesn't. It works very well for Victoriana anyway. So you know, you could certainly get away with it in other games.
Your kind of City of Rome kind of thing. You know, it's wow.
Oh wait a minute, you could do a bit of Star Wars with this.
You totally could
go full on Theed, go Naboo. Yeah, actually, you really could. To be fair, it was based in Italy, so I mean, those are very much steampunk. Can't get away from those ones. But the other bits and pieces, I mean, you're good to go. You recreate Charlie and the Chocolate Factory if you wanted. So he's been busting through stretch goals like there's no tomorrow, including the internal walls and detailing like the library and that sort of thing.
Oh, and here's some printed.
And here's the printed stuff. And like I say, when you see it printed, you're going, oh well, you know, fair enough. I like the fact there's a Minas Tirith guard there.
I just want the boat. How cool is that?
You want a boat?
Yeah, I want the boat. I want to smuggle stuff and have Batman foil me.
There's some printing in that. There is some printing in that, I've got to say. Wow.
Well, I think this is the third Kickstarter he's done. It's the first one I've seen, mind you, but I've been absolutely blown away by the level of work he's put into these. They are absolutely stunning. So it's clearly a labor of love.
Oh, clearly.
There's no half measures on any of the frontages, and that, I mean, that's one step away from Russian tank factory territory.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
It's massive. That is your board if you want to play there.
Oh, that'd be cool. You literally have that as a tank factory because
it's modular as well, so you could just add more centerpieces to extend that out. I love this.
There's a lot going on.
Just need a big bell and the Joker to fall to his death.
Yeah, well,
right. Sky Harbor by Archangel Design, guys. 20-something days left, I think, if you scroll to the top there, Lloyd.
Oh, he's got a long way to go back.
Look at all these pictures.
We'd be here all day if we keep looking at all them pictures. Yeah, so what have we got? All right, well, about 14 days, 15 days left on that, guys. So absolutely, if you're into your 3D printing, definitely you'll want to get in and have a look at that. And that wraps us up, Jerry, does it?
That's us. Yeah.
That's us for this week. Okay, guys, remember, on Sunday morning, come across and join us for the XLBS. We have a couple of Cult of Games guests joining us, so there should be some interesting conversations taking place. Big thank you to Jerry and to Lloyd, and most of all, massive thank you to all of you guys. See you soon, and have a great week of gaming. Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.